Hey everybody, so in the last video we demonstrated the update selection, and specifically we rendered new circles onto the page, and then we added a new circle at every second, and re-rendered previous circles updated them to a different color as well as a slightly different position. So now we're going to demonstrate the exit method. Now to do that, I'm going to go ahead and comment out the update selection. You'll need to watch the next video to understand why. But we're going to focus specifically on one concept at a time. So in this case, I'm going to comment that out and everything sort of that was dependent on it and associated with it. And instead of adding a new item to the data set at every second, we are going to remove an item from the data set at every second. So here, instead of dataset.push, we're going to do dataset.pop. We're going to invoke that, and that is going to, we're going to initially render circles that'll put these 7 circles onto the page. Let's talk about this in terms of the Venn diagram, right? So the first render is the same as we've always discussed it. We're going to have no elements on the page, so this entire circle will be empty, and then we're going to have 7 elements in the 7 pieces of data as part of the enter selection, and we're going to append a circle for every one of those elements. So we'll have 7 circles, each associated with data. Now in this case, we're modifying the data set. We're removing the 7 in the first run, in the first modification. So we have a data set of 1 through 6, but we have 7 circles on the page. So therefore, this exit selection, what are the elements? We have 7 circles on the page, and we have 6 pieces of data. We have 1 element on the page that no longer has data associated with it, so it becomes part of the exit selection. We have 6 elements on the page that do have data associated with them, so they're part of the update selection. And then we have no new elements, no new data without elements associated with them, so the enter selection is empty. So this enter selection is going to do something only on the first call of render circles, and then in subsequent calls, it's going to do nothing. But we want to, in this case, so let's actually go ahead and just look at that real quick. So yeah, let's see what that looks like. Wait, nothing. So we have those 7 circles rendered, and nothing happens thereafter. But the data set is changing. The data set is getting smaller. We have this dataset.pop here. So what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and do something with the exit selection. And specifically, let's go ahead and remove those circles that no longer have data associated with them. So the way we would do that is exactly the same as selecting the enter selection, except rather than enter, we do exit. What do we want to do with those circles? We want to remove them, and the way you do that is simply .remove. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. We get the first 7, remove the last, remove the last, remove the last, all the way until we have nothing. So all selections are empty, and this method is doing nothing. So that's a quick intro to the exit selection.